Hello, everybody. Well, welcome to our virtual class, our pre-recorded class, so you can watch it tomorrow in either on our hour at 2 o'clock, later, or before. Make sure that you check this video, you watch this video because it's to continue in practicing in English class, right? Especialmente practice past, simple past. Vamos a checar también unas páginas de nuestro New Headway beginner. Así que please follow this, pay some attention on this video because I'm not going to explain again. I will explain again, voy a explicar de nuevo the simple past, but not in this way, ¿vale? Como saben, ya nada más nos queda un Saturday, que es dentro de 8 días, es el último Saturday, y after that we have an exam. Después de eso ya tenemos un examen. Vale, muy importante entonces que no se les olvide checar este video. Vale, entonces comenzamos con el Oxford Our Book, ¿no? La última vez estuvimos viendo, espero puedan ver mi pantalla y no haya ninguna falla de conexión durante esta clase pregrabada, because I am at work, estoy en el trabajo. La última vez checamos esta página, la introducción del vídeo, la introducción del vídeo, y mencionamos que existen también regular verbs, aparte de los irregulars que están al final de su libro, de su New Headway Beginner, is on page 188. Me parece que es la última, ¿no? Entonces, muy importante que nos aprendamos las formas irregulares. Ya nada más nos queda unos cuantos sábados, unas cuantas semanas, 2 semanas y media, 3 máximo. Yes. Why? Because we use those irregular verbs in positive sentences. Siempre lo usamos en oraciones positivas. For example, I can say yesterday we drove a new car. Another example, she bought a beautiful dress last night. ¿No? Last night. She bought a beautiful dress last night, ¿no? Y para que no tengamos el mal hábito de decir siempre I went to learn, I went to pay, I went to meet, I went to call, ¿no? Que queremos como traducir siempre esto. I went to drink some beers with my friends. I went to, no, so it is possible, yeah, it is more or less correct, but it's Spanglish, ya es más como que español y inglés mezclado. Entonces, en vez de decir, nosotros decimos, fui a ver a tal persona, fui a dar, fui a leer, fui a pagar, fui. Y tenemos como que sobreusar, overuse the word went in Spanish, obviously. So try not to do this. Yeah, one sentence is fine. Una oración está bien, but no more than 2, 3, 4 sentences because you are going to fall into Spanglish, ¿no? Van a recaer en español. Entonces, por eso es muy importante saber los verbos irregulares, ¿no? Hear, heard, lose, lost, perder, pay, paid, pagar, paid, read, read, run, ran, sleep, slept, yeah. Last night I slept very late. I swam in the ocean with my family. She wore a beautiful dress. He won the lottery in 2010. In 2010, ¿no? Por eso son muy importantes los irregular verbs, siempre les hago hincapié. Vayan estudiándolos, repasándolos día por día, no hay otra más que memorize, memorizing the verbs. Vale, entonces regresamos a esta página. De hecho, vamos a saltarnos un poquito atrás, ya que lo vimos de muy rápido, esta parte de las expresiones con have, do, and go, ¿no? Son en presente simple, pero también pueden ser en pasado. Have a shower, have a good time, have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, do my homework, do the housework, do some exercise, do the shopping, también podría ser the shopping, ¿no? Es que hay que agregarle the. Go shopping, go on holiday, go for a walk, go home, go to work, ¿no? Entonces, ahí sí puede ser I went on holiday, I went for a walk, I went home, I went to work. Pero si ya se dan cuenta, no es que ocupen con todos los verbos, ¿no? Como les había dicho, fui a ver, fui a esto. Entonces, el pasado va a ser had, did, and went. Had, did, and went. Y bueno, tenemos esta parte que hicimos. I did a lot of because of my house. It was a mess. Yesterday I went to work. Last night we went to the beach. We had a really good time. I did my homework on the bus this morning. The party wasn't good, so we went home early, ¿no? Y ya no pudimos practicar esta parte de complete the sentences about you, ¿no? Here it is according to you, no? Yesterday I had a shower at 8 o'clock. This morning I had breakfast at 9 o'clock. Last Saturday I went shopping and I bought a new computer because the other it wasn't working or it didn't work. Last weekend I did my homework at 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. Last year, I went on holiday to Cancun. So here it varies. La respuesta varía. La próxima semana vamos a estar viendo los months of the year, pero más o menos ya lo sabemos, que es January, February, March, April. We are in May, no May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, December. These are the months of the year. Right? También los cardinal numbers, que first, second, yeah. Ordinal numbers me parece que son, ¿no? Primero, segundo, tercero, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, etcétera, ¿no? Que más básicamente con que nos aprendamos los primeros 5, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, ya lo hacemos, porque todos los demás se le agrega th. Vale, entonces we continue with this part. Yesterday, past simple, regular and irregular verbs. Listen to Christine tick the things that she did yesterday. So yesterday it's mixed. It has irregular and regular verbs. Yeah. So tomorrow no. Next weekend, we will play that one more time, but I want you to play it. I want you to listen to it.
10.1. Yesterday was Sunday.
Yesterday, I got up really late, about 10 o'clock. I had breakfast in bed, just orange juice, tea and toast, and I listened to music. I love doing this on Sunday. It was a beautiful morning, so I called my friend Max. He lives near me, and we went for a walk in the park with his dog. Then we met some friends for coffee at a local cafe. It started to rain, so I invited my friends to my flat. I cooked a meal for them, just roast chicken and salad, and we stayed at home for the rest of the afternoon and watched a film. My friends left about 6 o'clock, and I cleaned my flat and then went to bed early. I took my laptop to bed and did some work. I like working in bed because it's warm and comfortable, but I often fall asleep.
Okay. Yeah, so those are the answers. Here are the answers. Had a breakfast in bed, listened, called, met, invited friends to her flat, cook a meal, watch a film, clean her flat. Si se dan cuenta, tenemos verbos con ed. Ajá, los que están subrayados son los verbos irregulares. Normalmente diríamos she get up early, ¿no? She gets up early, en la conjugación. Pero si se presente en pasado, she got up early, she saw, en vez de decir she saw her grandma, she went running, etc. Regular verbs, listened, called, invited, cooked, watched, clean, yeah, que se le agrega solamente una ed, ¿no? Entonces son más fáciles, yes, but it has its buts. The pronunciation, no? Sometimes is like a little bit complicated, not so easy to learn, especially we are not from England, so it's difficult for us, right? Se divide básicamente en three categories: t, d, ligeramente la t, la d y la it. Los que sí se pronuncian son los últimos, it. Son los que se terminan en t o en d. For example, start termina en t, aunque invite no termina en t, pero tiene una t antes de la última vocal de la palabra. Entonces, automáticamente esa sí se pronuncia. Entonces, las únicas que sí se pronuncian son started, invited. No puedo decir cook it, ni watch it, ni play it, ni listen it. Yeah? I can't say that, ¿no? Como si nosotros dijéramos aiga, pues, irá, ¿no? And things like that. It's the same in English, ¿no? Entonces, la correcta pronunciación sería cooked. Es como si le removiéramos la ed y en vez de decir cooked, 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 watched, played, listened. Ya, entonces, listen, called, cooked, the same, invited, cleaned. Hay un video que me gustaría que vieran. Voy a poner al principio. This teacher, English teacher, it's called English with Lucy. De hecho, les recomiendo 3 videos that you watch. Sé que ya no nos puede dar tiempo porque ya estamos al final del semestre. Entonces, cuando tengan bien tiempo, por ejemplo, aquí son 9 minutos del primero, 9 minutes 31 seconds, 15 minutes casi en... ¿cuántos minutos dice el último? 13 minutes, ¿no? Entonces, básicamente es como 1 hora de su vida para aprender pronunciation, para ver los videos, ya sea un día uno, un día otro y otro día otro, ¿no? Entonces, los primeros 3 o hasta los primeros 4 están súper cool. El que me gustaría que viéramos juntos, o por lo menos este día o esta sesión, es el de en medio, English with Lucy. She's a really great teacher. She's the best. I highly recommendable for beginners, for intermediate, for advanced, ¿no? Esa es muy buena teacher, esta de YouTube. ¿Vale? Entonces, básicamente se divide. Ella da ejemplos de oraciones también, así que se los super recommend. The third one, it's English with Emma, me parece. Emma is the YouTuber. So whenever you have time, yeah, finish the videos because only we are going to check the beginning. Solamente vamos a estar checando el principio porque creo que luego me bajan los videos. Vale, entonces pay attention, please. Y bueno, aquí el internet.
I think we should explore a few solutions.
Grammarly suggestions catch.
Hello everyone and welcome back to English with Lucy. Today I have a pronunciation lesson for you. Please remember that I'm teaching RP, Received Pronunciation. I love it when students come to me with what seems to them to be a massive problem but I have a really quick,
Sorry.
easy solution.
Sorry, I always recommend to click on the subtitles so you can check, ¿no? Me parece que también tiene traducción. Entonces, a veces sí, a veces no, ¿no? Aquí dice traducción automática, entonces, como ustedes gusten.
And that's that we pronounce. And we have many adjectives. Id, t, d. Before we get started, I want to tell you about something very exciting, something that I have been working on. We have part, end, test, and need. All of these end in t or d. So you're going to notice with this method, it all depends on how the root word ends. With which phoneme or sound does it end? In this case, t and d, which are nearly always represented by the letter T or the letter D. If a root word ends in t or d, the ed is pronounced as id. This means that it adds on an extra syllable. Part, parted, end, ended, test, tested, need, needed. That is the easy part, but what if a root word does not end with t or d? Well, does it end with a vowel, a voiced consonant, or an unvoiced consonant? If the root word ends with a vowel sound or with a voiced consonant sound, then the root word ends with voice, meaning that when you produce that last phoneme, you can feel the vibrations in your throat. If it ends with an unvoiced consonant, you cannot feel the vibrations in your throat. Look at these 4 root words. We have dine, love, comply, remember. Dine, I can feel the vibration. Love, I can feel the vibration. Comply, that ends with a vowel sound. And remember, still with voice. Remember that in received pronunciation, if a word ends with R, the R is not pronounced. In American English, you might say remember, but in received pronunciation, remember, all of these root words end with voice. And the great thing is that we match voice with voice. If a word ends with voice, apart from d, then we match it with voice. So we add d onto the end. Loved, dined, complied, remembered. It would actually be more difficult to use t at the end because you're moving from voiced to unvoiced. Dined. Okay, so moving on to the root words that end with an unvoiced consonant. Take a look at these 4. We have clap, kick, dance, and wash. P, k, s, sh. None of the endings have voice in them. Just like we matched voiced with voiced before, we match unvoiced with unvoiced. So in this case, ed is pronounced as t. Clapped, kicked, danced, washed. Try ending these words with the d sound. In my opinion, it's a lot more difficult. So that's the theory behind it all, looking at the last sound in the root word and then working out what the next sound should be. With root words that end in any sound other than.
So we just saw one part of the video, so whenever you have time, please finish the video. It's half of it. This teacher also explains really well and he gives more examples in the sentence, so I highly recommend, that you do the pronunciation, no? As well as this.
For standard British English, t or d, it's pronounced id. if the verb in the infinitive form ends in a voiced, so before we, she hated.
For example, she does like a little practice and how to pronounce the complete sentence. She hated to see good food wasted while others starved. Yeah, the ones that end with T before vowel T, wasted, waste, and hate, even if the sound T, because the E is not pronounced. We in past simple, we have to pronounce hated, wasted. On the other case, starve, it sounds like a V vibration, so starved, starved. Starved es morir de hambre. Vale, so she does the, how can I say, the correct pronunciation, no? As well, he waited until the ship sailed, and then laughed when he realized and he had escaped. So that's why it's important to not only, well, watching the videos, also practicing them, and make sentences of this. Yeah, so highly recommend, guys. So it's going to take you 1 hour. If you want to take an extra hour of tomorrow, so that would be 2 hours. Yeah, that will be like a normal class, but 2 hours only. So that will take you 1 hour and you will practice ED pronunciation. And it's the most difficult, es el más difícil pronunciación, ¿no? Sobre todo el primer nivel, ¿no? En oraciones en pasado es lo más, un poco más difícil, ¿no? O como, bueno, no difícil, o sea, complicado. Entonces, por favor, se los voy a compartir el link de estos 3 vídeos, pero con que pongan aquí ED pronunciation, son los primeros 3, ¿vale? De todos modos, se los comparto. Vale. Ok, entonces, practice. También les voy a mandar a list verb of ED pronunciation. Así que chequenla, please, whenever you have time. Vale, nos vamos un poco a cambiar de topic. Un poco es past simple time expressions. Estas son las más comunes. Last, in y ago. Podría haber una categoría on, ¿no? Podría haber una categoría aquí on también para fechas exactas. On the 17th, ¿se acuerdan que, bueno, on the 1st, I was born on the 1st of May, ¿no? On Monday, on Tuesday as well, you can use that. También podría estar at, ¿no? At también se puede ocupar en pasado. I got up at 6 a.m., ¿no? Entonces igual la ponemos aquí. Insertar. Derecha. At hour. Specific hour. Hour. ¿Vale? La más popular, the most popular, siempre va a ser last. Y esa va a ser la más popular, last. Entonces, si quiero hablar en pasado, decir alguna frase. Last weekend, I had a really good time. Had, el pasado de have, had. Last night, I went to a party. Last Friday, I paid for the pizza when we went out with my friends. Last time I learned English was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, no? Last summer, I swam in the river. Ya estoy obsesionado con swam, so sorry. Puede ser I ate or we ate a lot of seafood, ¿no? Entonces, last es la más común, ¿vale? Puede estar aquí al principio o al final. Aquí no tiene bronca. Al principio o al final. Una con in, I was born. Nací, I was born. Recuerden que el verbo nacer es el verbo to be y born. I was born in 1995, ¿no? In the morning, I had, ¿qué puedo decir? She wore the uniform in the morning. She wore the uniform in the morning. Yeah. So that's it. We did our project on the 20th of January. Our final project. Ser más específicos. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué otros? Algo con ago. Ago significa hace. Hace 2 días, hace 2 meses, hace 3 días, hace 2 meses, hace 9 años, hace 5 minutos. The teacher spoke about grammar 5 minutes ago. El pasado de speak, spoke. Ago, 5 minutes ago. Va al último. En vez de ir al antes, va a ir al último. Este es el único que va al último. Vamos a ponerlo de otro color. So, we can. Es un poco difícil. No, nos vamos a tardar. Pero bueno, aquí está on, ago, in, and last. ¿Vale? Y bueno, at, un ejemplo con at. I got presents for my nieces at 11 o'clock. I want to be very, very specific. Vale, entonces esos son los past simple time expressions, los más importantes. Last, in, ago, on y at. On también lo podemos utilizar con días de la semana. Normalmente es last, pero puede ser on también, es correcto. Vale. Okay, so what else? Yeah, one more thing, before we finish this short class, antes de que terminemos esta clase, we are going to check something, an explanation of Prezi, una explicación en Prezi. So I found this explanation extensive and very good explanation of this. Jennifer McCoy, thanks for doing that. It's impressive, right? Let's explain about the past, no? By this girl. First of all, the past is a completed action. Una acción completa que ya se ha sido completada o que ya está finalizada. A finished action. También puede ser past routines, rutinas pasadas, an action that happened in a specific time. ¿No? Una acción que pasó en una hora o en un tiempo específico, ¿no? Ese es el pasado, past simple. In English, we have more than one verb tends to talk about the past. The past, this presentation will talk about the past. When we use the past simple, we need to talk about the verb to be, obviously, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Yeah. We also need to think about positive sentences, negative sentences, and question. Nada más nos vamos a enfocar en positive sentences, negatives y questions lo vamos a dejar para la siguiente clase, pero se los adelanto, didn't, ¿no? La preposición, perdón, el auxiliar para hacer negaciones es didn't y para hacer preguntas, did. Aquí lo escribo rápidamente. No tan rápido because I'm not so didn't y did. Ya no va a ser don't y doesn't, because don't y doesn't son para presente simple. Didn't and did son para pasado. ¿Vale? Right, so we also, so sorry. Let's start with the verb to be. It's what we checked last class. Positive sentences, I was, you were, he, she, it was, we were, they were. That's the main verb. Was or were. Depending on the subject, it could be different, ¿no? Recuerden que es fue, estaba o era. O había, ¿no? También falta ahí. There was. There was an accident outside in the city center here in Cuernavaca. There was an accident. Había también es. There was. Acuérdense que there is, hay, el pasado, there was. Let's practice, ¿no? For example, have a look at the sentence. Les doy un minutito para que las vean, las oraciones. Y cuál será la respuesta aquí. Ahí están las respuestas. Last weekend, I was at my grandma's house. She was very happy to see me. I was happy to see her. My cousins were there too. We were together all the weekend. It was a nice weekend. Negative sentences. Negative sentences. When the verb to be is in the main verb, we use wasn't or weren't. That's for the negative, no? I was, I wasn't. You were, you weren't. He, she, it was, it wasn't. Or he wasn't, she wasn't. We were, we weren't. They weren't. They were, they weren't. Let's practice. For example, here. Si se dan cuenta, no hay verbos. Es lo mismo que el verb to be. Cuando tenemos adjetivos, mencionamos lugares y no hay verbos, entonces es el pasado del verb to be. Was or were, or wasn't or weren't. Wasn't or weren't. Last weekend, I wasn't at home. My grandmother wasn't at my house either. My cousins weren't at their house. We weren't alone. The weekend wasn't boring. Yeah. Now the questions. The questions, muy fácil. WH question plus verb to be plus subject plus complement, ¿no? Was I, were you a student? I was a student. I'm not a student anymore. I was long time ago. Was he at the cinema? No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. Were we in the earthquake when it happened? Yes, we were in Mexico in the earthquake in Cojutla. Were they in the park last night? No, they weren't. No, they weren't. So let's practice the questions here. Have a look at the activity. Just 1 minute. Okay, so these are the answers. Where was I last weekend? Where was my grandmother? Who were we with? We were with my brother. How was my weekend? It was great. It was great. How many cousins were together? We were 4 or 5 cousins, primos. Vale, y esto es con el verb to be. Aquí la presentación les sugiere ir a estas páginas, pueden darle clic y automáticamente los lleva a prácticas. Por ahí ahorita vamos a hacer una práctica. Ahorita les voy a mostrar. Ustedes la van a hacer, obviamente. So now let's look at the irregular ED verbs or regular verbs to make past simple solamente en positive sentences. Solamente en positive sentences. Y aquí están un poco de reglas, pronunciation rules, start, las únicas que se pronuncian son las primeras. Start, one, end. Started, wanted, ended. Las otras, dependiendo, varían. De la palabra cooked, finished, missed, did. played, open, call, liked, saved, smile, carry, try, hurry, stopped, clapped, and hug. For example, here, regular verbs that end with D or T have an extra syllable at the end. Started, wanted, ended. Estas seis se pronuncian cook, finish, and missed. In regular verbs that end with voiceless consonant, it sounds like t, cooked, finished, missed, yeah? Okay. Played, open, and call, no? In regular verbs that end with voice consonant or a vowel, lo que les explicaban en el video, the ed sounds like d, played, open, called. Y bueno, aquí hay un video que lo sugiere, pueden verlo. Spelling rules like save and smile. What happens with these verbs? In regular verbs that end with silent E, just add a D. For example, liked, saved, smiled. Yeah, en vez de decir like it, smile it, no. Carry, try, and hurry. The regular verbs that end in consonant plus Y, you have to add I and add ed. For example, carry, try, hurry, studied, yeah. Stop, clap, and hug. In regular verbs that end with consonant, vowel, consonant, double the final consonant. Stopped, clap, hug. Muy bien. ¿Ya vieron qué fácil es? So let's try. Last weekend, I cooked dinner for my family. Aquí la bronca no es escribirla en pasado, sino decirla, ¿no? Que es lo un poco más complicado. I cooked, con ligeramente la T. ¿No? I cook dinner for my family. Otro ejemplo. Yesterday, my friends and I studied for our tests. Yesterday, my friends and I studied for the test. No. My sister finished all her homework last night. Con start, we started the class late yesterday. Bueno, aquí también irregular verbs. No hay otra manera más que practicarlos y memorizarlos. Memorize and practice them, ¿no? Irregular verbs. Yeah, there are many irregular verbs in English. They change in different ways. You must, ahí, en vez de study, memorize them. Cambiaría yo study por memorize. Los más comunes son go, do, see, write, drive, come, and get. ¿No? Go, went. Do, did. See, saw. Write, wrote. Drive, drove. Come, came. Get, got. Que es llegar, obtener o tener. Y bueno, aquí les sugiere también irregular list, and etc. So let's try. Here are the example. So last month, my father gave me a gift. He bought me a new iPhone. It cost a lot of money and I love it. I started to cry because I was so happy. I told him, thank you. My sister said, you are so lucky. She wanted an iPhone too, ¿no? Entonces, básicamente, ya vieron aquí es como una historia, está contando una historia. Y bueno, hablando de eso, ahorita que me estoy acordando, el oral exam ya se lo subí, ¿no? Entonces, más o menos, esto tómenlo como ejemplo. Yeah. Vamos a poner una fotito para que lo tomen como ejemplo de su oral exam, ¿no? Vale. Here are some activities that you can practice, yeah. Y les adelanto tantito que es como un extra que vamos a ver la próxima semana. We put didn't before the verb to make past simple negative. This is the same for all subjects and for both regular and irregular. Yeah. For example, we have aquí es como el presente simple. Cada vez que tengamos el auxiliar, don't o doesn't, o en este contexto, because estamos hablando de pasado simple, didn't. El verbo, pues que creen, vuelve a su forma normal, su forma infinitiva. Ya no es necesario conjugarlo otra vez en pasado. Entonces, en vez de decir ate, I didn't eat breakfast this morning, decimos I didn't eat breakfast this morning. En vez de decir watched, you didn't watch TV last night. En vez de decir went, she didn't went to class, she didn't go to class yesterday. Y así con todos los verbos regresan a su forma infinitive. Yeah, it didn't cost. Ahora los checamos la siguiente clase esto. So let's try some sentences. I know in 2001 or sorry 2009 I didn't know you. Yesterday it didn't rain, no? In Cuernavaca yesterday it didn't rain, no llovió. Last night my sister didn't eat dinner and so on. Vale, entonces vámonos un poquito a the questions. Questions, we put did before the subject and the verb before or after WH question to make past simple questions. This is the same for all subjects for both regular and irregular ones. No? Have a look at the examples. Yeah, did I see you at the mall last weekend? Yes, I think you saw me. When did you do your homework? Pero cuando las decimos en positivas o afirmamos o como respuesta, ahí sí tenemos que conjugarlo de nuevo en pasado. I did my homework at midnight, at 12 o'clock, very late at night. Did she buy new shoes for 8? Yes, she did. O no, she didn't, ¿no? Que sería la respuesta corta. Where did he go yesterday? He went to the supermarket. Did it work? Yes, it did. No, it didn't. Did we talk about this last week? No, we didn't. Y bueno, tenemos otra. Why did they tell the truth? ¿Vale? Y bueno, aquí vamos a verlo dentro de 8 días. Entonces ya con esto espero que puedan ver el vídeo. Muy importante, chavos. También les compartiré este link que es una práctica de affirmative, regular and irregular verbs. Por aquí les sugiero que hagan los primeros dos. Please do this part. Háganlo. Con la práctica pues básicamente nos preparamos para el examen, ¿no? Entonces ya nos quedan 2 sábados, muy poquito para terminar el semestre. Así que háganlo, please, this practice y ya sería el complemento. No se les olvide ver sus videos, aparte del mío, estos 3 videos, ¿vale? Y bueno, pues por hoy, o por esta sesión de vídeo, sería todo. Así que solamente queda de su parte y verlo y practicar, ¿vale? Entonces, thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.